You ready for this? A rookie says he thinks he's better than most starters in the league, and suddenly everyone questions whether he's supremely confident or supremely self-destructive. That, in a sentence, is the Shedeur Sanders problem right now. Picture the scene. A kid who lit up college football with absurd accuracy, glowing tape in every scout meeting, the son of a megastar coach whose name moves markets, and yet he's been parked on Cleveland's scout team, watching Joe Flacco start, Dillon Gabriel sit back up, and cameras point his way every time he opens his mouth. Then he says it plainly, "I'm ready to play right now. I know I'm capable of doing better than that." Not vague bravado, direct, comparative, public. That's the quote that makes headlines and gives front offices flashbacks to locker room instability. Let's walk through why those words land like they do. On the talent front, there's no dispute. Shedeur's accuracy is real, the kind of passer who can float a ball over a jumped route or place a touch throw into a seam where only a receiver's mitt can get it. Scouts love that. Coaches salivate over that. In a vacuum, a quarterback who believes he's ready, who says he can outplay some incumbents, reads like the exact mental makeup teams want, a competitor who wants the job. Confidence is not a flaw, it's a feature. But the NFL is never a vacuum. It's a pressure cooker where context matters more than clapback lines. First, he's a rookie on a team that explicitly stocked a veteran at the position. Flacco is a 40-year-old starter who, despite his shortcomings, gives the Browns a known quantity. The team's early struggles on offense haven't been enough to force the front office into a panic switch. That's pragmatic. The Browns are balancing a tough schedule, roster instability, and a belief that a veteran steadies the ship. In that climate, a rookie loudly proclaiming he's better than the current starter isn't just confidence, it's a potential distraction. Second, there's the roster dynamic. Dillon Gabriel sits ahead of Shedeur on the depth chart. When the door opens, the staff's likely path is Gabriel first. That decision probably wasn't personal. It was a combination of draft investment, practice performance, and perceived readiness. Shedeur's words, therefore, function less as a prediction and more as a pressure valve released into the locker room. Teammates, coaches, and evaluators all register that pressure, and not always as a positive. Third, there's the optics problem of his name. Being Deion Sanders' son buys attention nobody else on the scout team gets. That attention is a double-edged sword. It sells jerseys, it fills interview segments, it grows narratives, and it complicates an environment that ideally evaluates players on tape and temperament. NFL clubs are naturally wary of headline risk. They draft and sign players who don't act like stars before they've earned that role. Whether that caution is fair or not, it's real. So what are the plausible paths forward? One path is the earn it quietly route. Shedeur can convert heat into advantage by dominating assigned tasks. Ace the scout reps, be the calmest voice voiced during 2-minute drills, make smart pre-snap checks, and never give coaches a reason to say his name in a negative light. Do that, and the pressure he created becomes the pressure others feel, an invitation to promote him when the floor collapses. Another path is the accelerated audition route. If Flacco truly begins to unravel, repeated turnovers, lost games, the Browns will have to pick a replacement. The staff will weigh the safety-first option, Gabriel, against the upside bet, Shedeur. In that instance, the team faces a choice. Protect the rookie from a premature baptism or throw him into the crucible and see if he's the long-term answer. Either decision will be criticized, and Shedeur's public stance only raises the stakes. A third path, uglier but possible, is that the constant media light and perceived impatience create enough controversy that teams start to view him as a risk. NFL executives do not love drama. If a player's public comments are seen as destabilizing, it can remove him from immediate contention. That's not a commentary on talent, it's on fit. Let's be tactical for a second. If you're Shedeur, here's how you mitigate damage and maximize upside. Minimize sound bites, let your film do the talking, and lean into the developmental plan. Ask for one-on-one time with the QB coach. Repeatedly prove you can manage the pocket, and be the first to accept situational reps in the regular season when the staff offers them. Turn the narrative from loud rookie to patient pro in progress. The NFL respects results more than rhetoric. If you're the Browns, the clean play is structure, a crystal clear plan for how to evaluate Gabriel and Shedeur in real games without burning the franchise. Controlled packages for each rookie, a defined pivot point, e.g., 2 consecutive sub-60 passer rating games or X turnovers in 2 weeks, and, crucially, consistent messaging to the locker room so teammates don't feel blindsided. The team should treat Shedeur as a high upside asset and not a circus act. Deploy him, evaluate him, and then decide. Finally, don't ignore the human element. Shedeur's repeated media presence shows he's comfortable with attention. He'll need to channel that maturity under pressure. The NFL is a long grind, and early temper flare-ups are survivable if followed by long-term professional development. Many QBs have been loud rookies and quiet veterans. The history books are full of conversions when the player internalizes the grind and shows daily growth. So what's the takeaway? The line between confidence and distraction is thin and lined with tape measures, coaches' radio calls, and the scoreboard. Shedeur's claim that he can do better than that is not inherently delusional. It's a bold statement backed by tape. But in the league, where fit and timing co-sign your success as much as arm talent, the same sentence that energizes fans can roll off the tongues of execs as a reason to keep him simmering. In the end, if Shedeur wants to control the narrative, he needs to do one simple thing: make Flacco look replaceable by making the Browns' offense look better when he's actually on the field. Words start headlines, throws end speculation. If he's right, and he truly is better than the quarterbacks he's comparing himself to, then the scoreboard and tape will shut up the doubters. And the next time he speaks, people will listen for different reasons. Did he just bite off more than he can chew? Shedeur Sanders said, "I'm ready to play right now. I know I can do better than the quarterback play in the league today." Those words landed like a grenade in a Browns locker room already walking a tightrope. Veteran starter struggling, a rookie ahead of him on the depth chart, and a fan base hungry for answers. First, the context matters. Sanders is the QB3 on a team that started 1-2. Joe Flacco is the veteran holding the job. Dillon Gabriel, taken earlier in the draft, is listed ahead of Shedeur as the immediate backup. When the third-string guy publicly declares he's better than what's out there, it doesn't read as quiet confidence. It reads like a direct challenge to teammates and coaches. That's risky on a team that needs unity more than headlines. Second, this matters because NFL locker rooms prefer results, not rhetoric. Coaches prize preparation, film room work, and the ability to protect the football in live games. Sanders' college tape is full of accuracy and touch, real traits teams covet, but the transition to the NFL is a grind. Teams worried about leadership fit and background noise for a reason. Big personality and big talk can motivate, or they can fracture. Right now, the Browns have to balance managing the narrative with keeping a clear path for development. Third, the reaction curve is predictable. Media will amplify the soundbite, teammates will feel the ripple, opponents will use it as bulletin board fuel. If Dillon Gabriel struggles when given the chance, those words